Welcome back to another episode of Birdo's ultimate GQ ute build from the ground up. He's bought the cheapest, shittiest patrol he could find and is going to throw everything at it so it's ready to tour Australia and tackle the toughest tracks this country has to offer. In this episode, Birdo is continuing working on the cab with some bracing, sound deadening and prep work, and then he's off to Radius Fab to make a snorkel, airbox, manifolds, exhaust, intercooler and more. Proudly supported by Opus, Ultimate 9, Superior Engineering, GME, Tie Gear, and in part by...
My next job is, I've got this 8mm rod. My plan is, these always crack out, the inner guards always crack out, so in this little channel on the edge of it, I want to weld this in, and that's going to give it a whole bunch extra support and rigidity. So I think the easiest way to do this is I'm going to hold this whole length up. I'm going to tack it along this very edge here at the start. I've got map gas, I can heat it up and then bend it and then get it right to the shape and then tack it and then heat it up and bend it, and I'll just get it to follow this the whole way around, and that should be a whole bunch stronger. As you can see, tack welded to the floor, tack welded to the inner body the whole way around. It follows it pretty nice the whole way. Boom, boom, all the way to the front. And if you have a look from the inside, you can't really even see it. And this stuff, it actually rolls around it very nicely. Very nicely. So that keeps it from flapping a whole bunch stronger. Now that I've got it all welded in, braced up, boom, get the paint on it. Boom, 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 boom. Sound check, chickadee D, mate. Now that the guards are braced, I still need to weld up this hole here. I've got just some plate. It's gonna go in here somewhere. I'm just gonna weld until it's fully done, and then we'll give that a light skim of bulk. I'm gonna move on to shaving this base. So I've already welded up the holes. I'm pretty sure there's no really high spots. There's just gonna be a couple low spots. So I've got some fine body filler. So apparently there's 3 different types of body filler you can get. You get fine, which is just for like small, skimmy type stuff. You can get your regular, and you can get really heavy body filler or fibre sort of stuff. Which for this, you really only want a really thin skim to make it all dead flat. You know, you're not really bogging up a dent. You're just putting a little bit on, locking it down, and then getting it all perfectly flat. So first step, I've got a little bit of plasticky type and stuff. This isn't really anywhere nice and flat here to mix it, but start with a little amount. Now I'm going to let that set, figure out where I need to put any more. While I wait for that to dry, I've got the epoxy rub through primer. I'm going to prime this whole section, which then you can body fill over the top. That just seals all the bare metal in, stops it from rusting, because we don't want any of that. Start with my little 80 grit. Just got one of these. Another day back in the shed. It's a bit wide, isn't it? Another day in the shed. Just came, blah, blah. Another day in the shed. Today I'm gonna continue on bracing this here. I'm just gonna go from my brace I made yesterday up and around the top of this, stitch welded on. It's gonna give all of this more strength, but I've already started to bend a piece. Boom, boom, just a little hook. And that will start down here, follow that. But before I do any of that, I need to just wire wheel the paint off around the edge of this. First thing in the morning, flat battery. So I've got a random SP 916 spanner. It's obviously not what the tool's made for, but gave it a little bend. Next job on the rank after finishing the inner guards is to come back to some of this upper panel. I'm only doing this upper panel. I'm not doing this until I've mounted all the stuff I need, like my snorkel and whatever else. Little block. Back in the shed today. It's my birthday. Tyler's gotten me a present. Let me give you a look at what it is, mate. Let me give you a look. See that there? Bird eye approves, mate. Hard solo. Boom, straight on. Tyler and the whole family, of course, so it's much appreciated. So yeah, today I'm gonna start off working on the ute on my birthday. Can't think of a better thing to be doing than building my dream car. I'm gonna pull the whole dash out of this, condenser, loom, everything. The whole thing's coming out, so that I can prep all inside this car, sound deaden it. I have been lucky enough to get a whole car builder's stage 4 full top of the line sound deadening kit, and I want to redo the loom. They've also sent me loom wrap and tape, so I'm going to make the whole thing beautiful. But for now, I'm just going to rip this out. Up and in. One steering column. Just like that, whole GQ interior removed. Now that I've got all that out, I've got to get all of the wiring out. So I'm going to rip into that. One loom removed. So I'm just cleaning out the car, getting all the bits of scrap and sound deadening off. And what do I find? You tell me that this was a country car without telling me it was a country car. Boom. Little bullet shells, mate, 2 of them. But a bit of backstory, well, you have another reason why it is. Patrol bloody bullhorns on it, mate. I'm not leaving that on me, just in case anyone was wondering, but that's a little bit of a find in here, a couple little shells. Now that I've got everything out, boom, back in town. Shop vac. Let's get all the grum. So now that I've got all the dirt and dust vacuumed up, I'm going to hit all the little rusty spots with wire wheel. There's just surface rust over a bunch of it. I've got the edge primer. I'm just going to hit it with the whole cab, everything, with the matte black. And then once it's got matte black, I've got a bit of gloss black to go over the top. Scroll on Instagram the other day, and my mate, Oscar Fong GQ, and he's got these little clips, genuine clips, for the kick panel, which are normally cracked and let water in. So, shout out to Fongy. Right, so I've got all of my pedals from the wagon. They're in better condition, less rusty than the ute ones. The wagon steering shafts, and all the random little brackets that are under the dash. So as you can see, these ones are all very rusty. Seat mounts and a bonnet thing, a latch. I am gonna clean them all up and paint them. Step 1 on this is to blow all the dust, because you know all these are up under the dash, they get covered in dust. Step 2, get a little scotchy, and we're gonna give everything a rough up, scuff up, get whatever residue and dirt off. These don't have to be perfect. Next up, wire wheel, all these brackets. We've got everything hung up, and now I'm going to give everything a bit of a lick of paint. Now that that's all painted, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. They were all disgusting. So I'm going to put these up high, roll my car back in a little bit, and then we're going to get to sound deadening inside the cab. As you can see, we've got car builders sound deadening. The whole point of sound deadening your car is to reduce heat, sound and vibrations, and just make the cab a whole bunch more comfy and livable. So we spend a lot of time on the road. We don't want to be in, like, for example, Tyler's car. It doesn't have very good door seals, doesn't have very good sound deadening. It actually makes you tired when you drive it. So this is gonna make it a whole bunch nicer. I've got everything from, you know, doors, roof. I've got the full premium kit. You're meant to ensure you have a clean surface. I've just painted this. It's obviously clean. I think the easiest way to install this is to lay it out so you can visualize, you know, where it's gonna go. And then once you've got it laid out, trimmed to size, you just pull the backing off, stick it down. You also wanna make sure that you don't cover any bolt holes that you need, and, you know, cap mounts and drain plugs and bits and pieces in the kit they supply. Stanley knife, pack of razor blades, and I've also got a paint pen so I can circle and mark where this stuff is, lay it back down, and then I'll cut it all out, stick one down at a time, and we'll make our way through. So this is alloy tape. You go around the very edges. It stops stuff getting under it, and it just gives it a nice finishing look. We've had extreme winds today. Dust is getting blown in. It is what it is. I'll blow it out. Nice, good prep surface, ready to get stuck onto. Bing bong, picking up rubbish. Now that we have majority of the floor done, the next one I'm going to do is the roof. Hold a sheet up. They're going to be pretty close to the right length. Slide it just in, peel it back, slide it in, just stick it up, and I'll just go the whole way across the roof, which will take a whole bunch of the tinness out of it. Now it's fully done. Big difference. How would that take me, like 15 minutes just to do the roof? That's a lot of filming for Tyler. That's a lot of editing. Too bad, so sad. Oh, shit. Hear that? That's old age again, mate. It's coming for me. Fresh sheet. So I'm gonna start doing this whole wall with fresh sheets. I'm gonna start by coming to this, get the spider webs off this. What are you doing? You can't live here. No spider webs allowed. Mate, I reckon they designed this for this groove just here. It's the perfect size. Car builders, mate. I know you've done it just for the GQ. That's looking pretty good, if I don't say so myself. Boom. Let's switch over to this side of the car. Next job I'm moving on to, sound deadening the doors. So, pre-sound deaden check. So, in there, you know, as every good GQ patrol owner should, someone's fish oiled it. It's covered in like dry but just gross looking stuff. It's probably not the best for sticking sound deadening to, so I have heavy duty wax and grease remover. I'm going to give it a bit of a wipe off and a bit of a clean out. So these are late model doors too. I don't know if many people know, but there is a slight difference early and late model doors. Mine actually have, the late model doors have an intrusion bar, so a big tube that goes through it. So if you take a side impact, they actually give you more protection than the early doors, which just don't have any of that. They cave in like a tin. These have a big bar, which sort of, you know, stops it. They're actually better for if you are forward driving as well. They don't just fully cave in. You might get a little dent in your door. Half the time you can pop it back out. Goes from being very hollow to more of a deep sound, which, you know, every little bit helps when you're dealing with a 30-year-old car like a GQ. Now it's all sound deadened. Hear that? Much deeper. Car builders, mate. I better not let Tyler drive this because he's going to make me do it to his car if I do. Now I've got both the doors done. I know I've got enough stuff to do up here, so I'm going to move on to doing this section. Back in I crawl.
So I'm walking past the shed to look at all these car builders sound deadening Berto was doing in the ute, and I've never seen such a nice sound deadening job in my life, and I'm standing here wondering, You did my car about half as good as this, mate.
Do you remember that time that we went to Kate and I let you in front of the whole thing and then we got the gunshot and I zoomed around you so I could go first?
I remember it.
This is the same thing where I've let you think that your car is the best stuff for ages and then, you know, you think it is and then boom, I just come around the corner last second, now look at me.
Overtake me.
Now look at me, mate. Look how nice it all looks.
This looks very nice. So this is level 1.
This is stage 1.
And then you got more to go.
Yeah, I've got heaps more boxes if you pan over there in a minute. I've got 6 billion boxes. I think there's another layer that goes on the roof. There's definitely another layer that goes on this. And then there's another layer that goes here.
Everyone wishes that Nissan still made GQs in 2025. You've taken it into your own hands and just made a 2025 edition GQ of all the comforts of a luxury car. You won't be able to hear a thing in this thing.
I'm not even going to be able to hear. The only thing I'll be hearing is clear communications through our UHFs, mate.
Yeah, mate, what UHFs do we use?
GME, mate.
Only the
That's
best.
why I didn't say it, because it should be obvious. We only use the best. Now moving on to this insul layer, which is a thermal roof insulation. It's a closed cell foam, so it won't absorb any water. It's a peel and stick, so I'm going to hold it up there, try and trace around the shape of the whole roof, and then I'll cut it out and I'll stick it up in one big stick. That's going to reduce heat, sound, and hopefully reduce the space up there so there's not going to be much condensation. And if it is, it won't absorb it since it's closed cell. So let's get this on. Let's take this over to the car and get this installed. This is hard because this stuff sticks bloody good. I probably should have traced this out perfectly on this, but you live and you learn. First time I've ever done it. Next up, the rear firewall. We have acoustic liner, reduces sound, reduces heat, easy to install. This is a peel and stick as well. This one's 12mm thick, half closed cell, half open cell foam. So it's obviously closed cell and open cell foam. Everyone knows anything soundproof has some sort of foam to stop the sound. Sheet 1 done. I reckon that's pretty good. You know, it's not all the way down, it's not perfect, but close enough. It is going to have carpet over this, and I've got carpet over the floor. Next stage of the sound deadening, which I think is it's one of the final stages for sound deadening. I've got the mass noise liner. It's good for firewalls, floor plans, cargo area. It treats engine, exhaust and road noise, so this is like your premium sound barrier. It's really thick foam, it doesn't stick down, it just sits. And then it also has, it's fucking heavy, a rubber backing. I'm even going to try and put some of this up the very back of the firewall and I'll cut it out because that'll make a lot of the noise up there go away from your engine. In my head, the most important part of this sound deadening job is getting this firewall done because that's where all the turbo, exhaust, engine, all the noise comes from up there, from in the cab, other than, you know, your road noise which comes under from the back and everything else, but engine noise and heat is all going to come from the front. I like the look of that. I think I did this in Tyler's car, his 80 series, and it didn't work out that nice. So too bad, mate. I didn't know how, and I figured it out in my own car. So sucked in. All right, so that's the sound deadening fully done. Bar putting the carpet on the back wall, but I'm going to do that next week. I'm about to knock off. But... All right, it's another day in the shed. I'm back. I've got a couple of things I need to button up before I go away to Radius to get a whole bunch of stuff made.
Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy,
Installed. I even got the latch in the right spot first go, mate. Look at that. Next job up, I'm just putting lights and a grill in so when I go away, I can make parts and not have them clash once I go to put other stuff on. So I'm going to put headlights and the grill back on this and make it look like a car. Brand new clear indicators for a Series 2 Mitch, all right? See, I got the right ones, so I know what model my grill is. But you get these from Patrol Part. They're not too expensive and they make your car look 10 times better. Right, so I'm in here trying to get one steering shaft to line up. It's not another day in the shed. Today you'll find me at Radius Fabrication. I've brought the ute up to get some very spicy, interesting mods done to the car. Everyone knows what Radius do: snorkels, airbox, exhaust manifolds. We're down here at Radius Fabrication. I've got the ute. We're gonna do a whole bunch of interesting new cool modifications. What are we doing today?
Pretty much the plan would be we're going to start on a 5-inch bonnet entry snorkel, see how that turns out. We've a little bit of chopping to do there, so I'll see if that's going to work. We're going to do the merge manifold with external gate. We'll do a 3.5-inch dump. We're going to a stainless 3-inch exhaust. We're going to do one of our intake manifolds, one of our front mount kits, custom airbox, and then we'll look at doing overflow bottles and wash the tanks and stuff like that, and any other little bits and pieces that we want to try and fit on there, really.
First job that we're going to tackle is the 5-inch low-cut snorkel bonnet entry. So Richie has started, he's made a template of the original and he's going to start cutting out the fit 5-inch pipe through.
Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God.
While Richie's just off being a busy businessman, as they all are, phone calls and organising people, I'm going to rip this grill off and we're going to get some mounts for an intercooler on and see if we can make an intercooler. It picks up 2 factory location holes that already have nuts. So as you can see, I've got the intercooler loosely mounted. We're going to make a slightly different bracket so I can scoot it back to the aircon and keep my full grill without any contact or clearance, which is what I like. I don't like to have the grill fully cut out. And we're also almost got the bonnet entry started and fitting.
I was going to tape this on here to give us a bit of an idea of where it's going to run. So is that?
It looks good.
Trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble.
So that's the snorkel pretty much mocked up. Gonna get that welded out. We're gonna move on to checking out some piping, putting exhaust manifold on, intake manifold. Next up, I have a Radius T3 TD42 merge with a wastegate. So I'm gonna sit this on and my turbo on so we can start mocking up intercooler pipes, dump pipes, all that sort of stuff. So currently I'm just doing mock-up, but Richie also has this really good product. They're really light and strong. This is titanium washers, nuts and studs. I'm going to use half the other ones just for this mock-up purpose. I'm going to save these for my nice motor, because this obviously isn't the motor that I'm going to run in this car. This is, I literally just put this in so we could do all this fabrication. So now I've got turbo on. This is obviously not finished, but this is a 3.5-inch dump pipe. Normally they come as 3-inch, so it'll help get the gas out and help me achieve the performance goals that I'm after. I've got the snorkel all tacked together. I've also got it mounted on the car. So this is a look at it. Short cut, 5-inch bonnet entry. We still need to make a lobster back into an airbox, but that's still coming.
So we've got intercooler, snorkel, exhaust manifold and turbo mounted up. It was time to get the intake manifold made.
So here at Radius we have all in-house 3-axis CNC mill. So to get this intake manifold done, they put it in there, they mill the top off. This takes the exact precision, it's jigged down in the machine and it's identical every single time for a perfect finish. So now that I've got the intake manifold on, we can get ready to make intercooler pipes to link up with this nice intercooler kit that we've got in the making.
So the boys got to work on the intercooler piping, 4-inch exhaust and airbox. They must have been pretty busy because there wasn't a heap of footage, but I'll let Berto run you through the finished product.
So as you can see, we've got the exhaust ran all the way back up out of the cab where it's going to clear the 4-link all the way to the back. I've still got to put a tip on the end, but we don't know until I make a tray, so that's how that's going to sit for now. So as you can see, we have a big front mount, 600 by 300 by 76, 2.5, straight out, straight through here, straight up, straight into the radius, forward facing intake. How good does that look? And then we come over this side, we have, you know, the big bonnet entry, 5-inch, comes into a massive airbox. It's going to give this thing all the air it needs. Comes straight out, boom, all the way into the turbo. There's no random joins in the middle, it's one piece. And then coming out, we've got the other intercooler pipe, tucked down. Mate, this is a piece of art, mate. Beep bop, 1,000 blossoms blooming. Another day in the shed. Got the GQ back from Radius. I don't have all the gear. I've left half of it up there with him. He needs to finish welding a whole bunch of it. So for the meantime, I'm gonna keep ripping in, get a couple more jobs done. I think first job I'm going to get back into is my fuel tank relocation kit. So instead of it being under the chassis, I put it on top of the chassis. There's a few reasons for this. Mostly, well, there's one main reason for this, is clearance. I don't want to have to bash the bottom of the tank in. I've done that on the wagon. But the other part is your approach angle. So you don't want to smash it in and you want better approach angle. So I'm going to push the ute forward. To get the fuel tank up here instead of down here, I've got a few bits of metal on the bench. We're gonna have to do a bit of fabricating, a bit of welding, a bit of grinding. So I'll give you a look at these and then I'll show you how they're gonna roughly go. 3 mounts which go for the far inside towards the cab. They're notched for tube, so it'll sit perfectly on there. I'll just have to weld it on. And then we have this bit with 3 holes drilled and a couple of gussets, which I'm gonna measure this, divide it by 3. This is 585, so it's going to be 195, and then 195 is where I'm going to get these things welded in. Putting on a drum show, even now. So while that piece of metal cools down, I've got the back mounts, which I'm going to bolt to the fuel tank. Before anyone goes and says, "Oh, don't put that dirty tank in," I'm obviously going to clean it, all right? It's like the people that said, "Don't put that engine, can't believe you put that engine in." If you fucking listen to half of what I say, you'd know that I'm gonna put a nice new engine in. Definitely got to cut them other mounts off, so I'm gonna rip in right now, get those cut off. You'd rather feel something than nothing at all, so he swerves all around as his head starts to fall, turns it up, stuck between the rock and the hole. You can't see yet, but the fuel tank's actually flush with the bottom of the chassis. Normally it hangs down, you know, this far, well, this far. Gives you heaps more room. I'm gonna get the welder. I'm gonna tack these into place, all of them, and then I'm gonna pull it up, the fuel tank off. I'll finish weld these on. I can paint them. We can move on to the next thing. It's all welded out. I'm gonna leave this, cool off, tidy up, finish for the day, come back in the morning. Another day in the shed. I'm gonna clean this up today and paint it. It's gonna be job number 1. First step of this job, undo this so I can suck out all of the fuel so I don't make a mess when I'm tipping it around and doing whatever I'm doing. Grab the sender. There's not much in there, but what is in there smells old. I'm gonna use that to suck out old fuel. I say another day in the shed. Did I say another day in the shed? It's another day in the shed. I don't know, guys. It's another day in the shed. If you want one of these oil drainers with a sucker, my boys from Port Macquarie Bursons hooked me up with this. Dave, PJ, Matt, good blokes. I've got all that fully sucked out. There was about 10 litres in it. I'm gonna bolt that back on, tape up these holes. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. They're all taped up. Now to get this thing outside. While I've got the tank off, I'm going to hit it all with a bit of paint so it doesn't corrode and it matches the rest. And while I'm cleaning, I also want to paint a nice gearbox so it's all pretty, not put a dirty, ugly one in. So I'm going to pull this out, clean this at the same time. I'm going to give these a bit of a clean. I've got the SP Jet Wash. I've got the Nylon Degrease, you bastard. I've also got trusty broom. I'm going to give this a rough up with 120. Now I've got the tank, you know, half back to bare metal. Next step, wax and grease remover. Get all that dust and wax and grease off. Epoxy primer, I'm going to hit it with this and I'm going to let that set and I'll play around with the gun. I've got the compressor turned down, 29 PSI, 2 bar. That's what the book says. Don't know if that's what's coming out of here, but we got 2K mono layer metallic, so this is pretty much a direct gloss. It's got the gloss shiny bit, so you don't have to clear it. And now I need to mix this 2 to 1, so 2 parts paint, 1 part hardener with 5% reducer. This is the colour, looks like black, right? You can't see no sparkles because it's not out in the sun. The little, I can see the sparkles, just silver sparkles, silver metallic in it. Bang on the money. That's not bang on the money, I just put the wrong thing in there. Well, that's ruined. Fuck's sakes, man. So that's a stitch up. Take bloody 2, mate. Can't believe I did that. Just wasted like half my paint. It's gonna be a nice colour. You're not even really gonna know unless you know. So if anyone sees this at a show, come check it out. Check out the small details. Go strain it before it goes in, so there's nothing bad going through the gun causing clogs. And hopefully that's going to be enough. Tank's dry. It's been cooking in the sun. So now I'm going to pull this off, put this on the car. I've got some stainless bolts, washers, nuts. Whenever you're using stainless and you're doing both bolt and washer, bolt and nut stainless, you want to get anti-seize. Otherwise they'll bind up, you won't get them off. She's going to be bolted on now, done. I'm going to move on to painting that gearbox. Nice colour choice. I just woke up today thinking, let's paint some shit metallic. Let's get it done. Fuel tank's painted, gearbox is painted. I'm not putting the gearbox in, so you won't see any more of that, but I'm about to knock off for the day, for today. Next episode, you'll see me build a headboard and a tray, so stay watching. Bliss and blom, bing bang. Don't even know what else to say, Mr. Thompson. So yeah, I'm gonna knock off. Mate, you're ruining me vibe, mate.